What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Chris. And today we're going to be talking about Disney Plus's new reality show featuring 8 teenagers trying to save Everrealm. So this episode is called Strangers Arrive, and I have a lot of thoughts about this show. Originally, the show came out in 2014, but instead of it being instead of it being teenagers, it was adults. So it's nice that we have a 8-year reboot of this amazing show because I saw the original The Quest on Netflix, and I thought it was an amazing concept. So let's just dive straight into the episode. So it starts off, we get a bunch of like these random Zoom interviews of people saying how they really wanted to get on the show. I believe they said it was about like 1,000 teenagers that applied for it. And immediately I got like a Game of Thrones slash Once Upon a Time vibe from this concept because it's very medieval. There's sorcerers, there's witches, there's magicians, there's villains, and I really like the concept completely. I know it's not like your typical reality show where it's very in your face kind of. It is staged. There's actors and stuff like that, actors, actresses. But I'm glad that they're going the route of, having a medieval Game of Thrones reality show for especially for teenagers, because teenagers these days, like, they watch reality shows, but they never get a chance to go on any shows whatsoever. So, yeah, immediately I was really really happy for them. Okay, so let's get into kind of the story of the show. So we see the Kingdom of Sanctum. It's getting under attack. We see these knights fighting. I believe well, I guess I would say the enemies that are trying to attack the Kingdom of Sanctum. And we see a guy appear to lift up this blue light or presses something and like lifts up this blue lights, and then we see the heroes. So we see like the teenagers, and it's kind of cool that we have like 8 blue fog stuff going around all of America. And then unfortunately, the King of Sanctum, spoiler alert, he dies, and I'm not surprised. And this is because of Devora. Devora is an evil sorcerer. I guess her goal is to just like control everything, which is basically every type of plot in you know medieval vibe world. So let's get into so we're at the Kingdom of Aura. So Prince Cedric gets really pissed off because the king is dead. And but before the king died, he was able to contact the teenagers. So we see 8 teenagers. It's four boys, 4 girls. And the sorcerers known. So the sorcerers are talking about the divine crown and the fates and the magic of the deep. And luckily, uh, luckily before the king of Satan died, what's her name? Mila, the knight, was able to deliver them a message to get in contact with these teenagers because they're the only people that can stop her. Devora, the evil sorcerer witch. Not a fan of her. Like, I'm not a fan of her as in regards to like the plot. I don't like her. Um, Not Mila, Devora. She's an evil sorcerer. Although I do like her fire power. She kind of reminds me of Regina from Once Upon a Time, but she's evil. And I thought it was cool that the teenagers came and Mila kind of passes them, and they're in their like regular you know clothes, like regular clothes that I'm wearing and stuff like that. So when they got like transported into this realm, they were wearing their same clothes that they were wearing uh, before they even got there. So that was cool. So now the teenagers are summoned um, by the Fates. I guess that's what it's called. The Fates are. I think the Fates are like kind of a. They are mysterious beings in my mind. They're mysterious beings that I guess, died or just, like, passed away somewhere, and they only appear when they're necessarily needed. So, the teenagers come, they bow down, and, we see King Citus, Princess Adeline, and they talk about the Divine Crown. So, the Divine Crown is what they need in order to defeat, um, D'Vorah, but they also need help from the Fates. So, the Fates are going to be testing these teenagers, um, as well as other things along the way. And obviously, D'Vorah is going to try to do her best to like make sure that stuff doesn't go down that way. So the Divine Crown gets announced, and that's what they need in order to stop Mila D'Vorah. Sorry. So then it was kind of funny because they were like, it was funny because the king and the prince and the princess they're asking like where they're from, and like one of the kids was like, "I'm from America," and they're like, "Are there lords there?" And they're like, "No, we're not lords." Then they talked about magic, and one of the girls, like with the big apple, was like, "Yeah, I only know magic tricks." Okay. Anyways, they talk about Devora, whatever her name is, the Dark Leader, and they have to stop her because she's going to be ruining everything. She's going to be destroying everything, and they have to stop her before it's too late. So, and the fates are going to decide. So the mystical beings are going to decide where, um, you know, how it's going to go down. So then, so they have to restore the divine crown. They're now known as the paladins, and they're the guests of Quora. So then they enter their, I guess I would say, like their hub area where they enter the quarters, and they have equipment, they have gear, and now they finally get to become real paladins instead of wearing like their teenager clothes that they wore before they got there. Um, so then we get Mila is now announced by one of the fates that she is gonna be I guess the Oracle, so she's gonna be helping the kids out trying to accomplish their quest, which is going to be um to get the pieces for the Divine Crown. And Dravis is the sorcerer. Is I don't trust Travis. I only watched the first episode. I don't trust Travis. I think he um is evil. I think he's actually working with Devora. I just don't trust, I don't really trust Travis. So let's get on with the actual quest. Okay, so let's talk about their mission, their quest, like what they have to do. So they go to this bridge, right? And they have to find the gem of courage. So it seems like every mission that they do, they have to find like a new gem. So they go and some witch looking thing, and I'm gonna show a picture of like what this thing actually looked like because it looked kind of freaky. This witch thing looked like Rumpelstiltskin plus this thing. Guys, this is what this witch thing looked like. That the evil queen who, like, eats the apple and turns into this old lady, and Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah. So, their mission is to, um, find the stone in the darkest depths of the woods. So, first thing they have to do is find, a rock, which is in these, like, green lights within the trees. And then after they find this rock, they have to go find a map. And I guess it was like in this like lake area where they have to pull a rope and open up this kind of, I don't know what it was. I think it was like a big ass bottle where they would find the map, and then they all have to go. They look into this kind of ditch where there's like a bunch of bugs, and they have to find, I guess, a key, and the key or the claw. And so what happens is we see what's his name? The one that we see David takes the claw and claws out this witch's eye, which has the gem of courage. And later on, the gem goes into the crown, and I'm assuming they have to find different pieces of the crown, which is definitely just different gems of each quest that they have. And I was a little confused because I thought someone was gonna get, I guess let's say banished or eliminated, tonight. So I'm glad that no one got eliminated for this premiere. Obviously, only one person is gonna be able to win the quest. So, um, David did a really good job. I kind of felt like some of them were a little lost, and I don't know. I guess this was more of like a team quest rather than a single quest. So I mean that's pretty cool. But their first quest was like all together. Um, so yeah, they win their first challenge, and they all kind of talked about working together, how they're in this realm, and then at the end of the episode, we see Devora basically sending out, I guess, more enemies to go fight out the teenagers, which would be the paladins. Um, so that's really it when it came down to this episode. I have some questions to ask about the episode, but let's go into um some thoughts because I got thoughts here. Okay. What are we thinking about David winning the first challenge? Obviously it was all kind of a group effort, but the fact that David won the first challenge really sets him up to probably do either be um an enemy to the other paladins because only one of them's gonna be able to win or not. So it's really just gonna depend on what the other teenagers think of David, but David's a really smart kid, and he definitely has the potential to win this whole entire thing. So I think David's in a really good spot. Unless the other teenagers think that he's a threat. So we'll see. I'm curious on what the other missions are and the other quests. So I think episode 2, we're gonna see someone get eliminated. It's gonna be really, really sad. Uh, Another thing I wanted to talk about was why didn't they show so they did show, they showed the teenagers, right? But what I didn't really understand was they didn't really portray them at all. They kinda just came out of nowhere. So the teenagers, they come out of nowhere, and there's no backstory on these teenagers at all. So I'm just curious what you guys think about, the show not really, the show really didn't showcase the teenagers yet, but I'm hoping that they do in the later in the episode. So I'm really happy like none of them got eliminated this round. So maybe we can get a little bit more of some backstory on where they're from and how they interact with one another. We'll probably definitely see a little bit more of them later down the line when it comes to um, where do they the quarters. So maybe their hub area, which is the quarters, maybe we'll get some cool screen time with them and stuff like that. And let me know what you guys think about uh Travis the Sorcerer, the evil sorcerer. Do you think she's gonna like get away with this stuff? I don't think she is. I think I have a feeling Travis and that other guy, the magician, whatever the hell his name was. What's his name? Yeah, Travis and what is this guy's name? The trying to think of his name. Uh, I don't know. Travis and one of the other sorcerers. So let me know what you guys think about Devora. Oh, Travis. Okay, sorry, I got confused. I don't trust Travis the sorcerer. I think Travis is working with Devora, but I'll have to see in the next episode because I'm not too sure. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Obviously, this is a really cool recap episode. I hope we get to see more of the teenagers in episode 2. And I'll probably be covering that either tomorrow or another day. There's only 8 episodes in this season, so I don't want to like have too many episodes in one day. So I will also be doing I'll be doing the reverse order of which I usually do my cast analysis. I will be doing a cast assessment when I'm done with all 8 episodes, and then probably have some of them come in as guests and talk to them about what they thought of the show. And what did they thought about the original show? So thank you guys so much for watching this, and yeah, I'm excited to watch more of this episode. So take care, guys.